Guys, it's tea time and I'm back in the kitchen. I'm sure you all been wondering what I've been up to. So you guys know we're a very busy family. So let's start with the oldest. Trey is still doing his music and we're supporting him. And we actually went to a couple of shows and he even won first place. And my younger son, Trey Sean, you guys, guess what? He got 2 acceptance letters for school. He still has not made a decision. And both of them came with scholarships, so we're really proud of him. Always, the girls are super busy. Layla just celebrated her 5th birthday. London will be 4 in April. You guys know we're always so busy. And hubby and I just celebrated 8 years, our 8-year wedding anniversary. That was super cool. Guys, we always get a chance to get away. And you know how you know when you liked it? It's when you don't want to leave and then when you have to question, why did it take us so long to do this? So, guys, I guess that's enough about me, huh? You all know we're a super busy family. So tonight what we're doing in the kitchen, we're using vegetables that you don't hear a lot about. We're using fennel and leeks. So, how are we using the leeks? We're going to pair the leeks with chicken breast and mushroom. And we're also going to take the fennel and roast it. This should be something great. Okay, guys, so today we're going to start with the chicken breast. And the recipe calls for 3 chicken breasts. And what I've done is already sliced them, so that makes them thinner and easier to cook. It cooks faster and more evenly. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how I slice this one. And you just want to take your knife, because look how super thick that is. You want to take your knife and you put it at the biggest part of the chicken breast. And then you're just going to cut down and let your knife slide through. And I kind of just twist my hand so I don't have it in the way. And just come all the way into the end. And there you have a nice, clean, even cut. And guys, just as a tip, when you have chicken breasts or you have a large family and they're super thick, if you slice them in half, that kind of makes more, and your family will think that they're eating more than they really are. Don't tell my kids. Okay guys, now that we have the chicken breast sliced, I'm going to go ahead and season them. And of course, all recipes say salt and pepper, so we're definitely going to use those. And then if you have some favorites that you want to add, go ahead, like I always say, make the recipe your own and add your favorite seasonings. So I'm going to go ahead and season the chicken. And this is just some pepper. Go ahead and put some salt there. Guys, you know how I feel about garlic powder. And then here's my entree seasoning, which I totally love. And then, of course, we're going to go ahead and flip these over on the other side and season the other side as well. And don't worry about the recipe and what all it calls for. I'll make sure that all this is in the description box for you. And now we're going to season the other side. So let's flip these. This is one of these quick 30-minute meals, so it shouldn't take that long. The first thing you want to do is come over here and get your pan hot. Once your pan is hot, you can go ahead and add in some olive oil, about 1 to 2 teaspoons of olive oil, as well as some butter. Of course, you know when you add butter, it always gives the food a creaminess. So we're going to let this go ahead and melt. And then once it melts, we'll go ahead and add the chicken in the pan. And once you add it in the pan, you can cook it for 3 to 4 minutes. We're going to go ahead and add the first chicken breast. And just be sure not to crowd your pan. And we'll let these 3 cook. And we'll turn them in about 3 to 4 minutes. So while I have my chicken here in the pan, we're going to go ahead and get busy here with these leeks. Now, when I first seen leeks, I thought you could eat this whole thing. Not true. So we're going to cut the leek, and we don't eat any of this part. What a waste, huh? So let's go ahead and cut, and we slice here where it starts to branch. And you'll discard all of that. And what happens is usually the leeks get very dirty, so you want to make sure that you clean it. So what I like to do, and guys, you know we've already talked about my tiny hands. I like to cut it in half, like that. And then we'll just run water through each layer to make sure we get it cleaned thoroughly. So we're back over here with the chicken. Let's go ahead and get this turned real quick before we start on the leeks. Okay guys, so I'm back over here with the leeks, and I'm going to go ahead and start slicing these, because really when you get home at the end of the day, you're ready to get in the kitchen and rock and roll and start rocking this food out. So that's exactly what we're going to do. You take that half and you just go through and you just make your slices. So I'm back over here with the chicken, and it's time to go ahead and remove it from the pan. See how we got that nice brown even color on both sides? I just love when I see that. Sometimes I let it brown a little bit more on one side, and that's just your preference if that's what you like. Let me flip these up. That one just wasn't quite ready. And I got one more over here I'm going to go ahead and add in. Give me just a minute to add that one in, and I'll go ahead and take these out the pan. Okay guys, next we have mushrooms, and what we're going to do is go ahead and take your mushroom, get a damp paper towel, and then you go ahead and clean off the top. See? It just removes all the dirt and stuff off of your mushroom. And what I like to do is remove the stem, and I just kind of pull it to the side and pop it out. And then you're going to go ahead and lay your mushroom down and go ahead and slice. Finishing up this last mushroom, and just in case you were wondering, these are baby Bella mushrooms. Now that we have our chicken out of the pan, hey honey. Now that we have our chicken out of the pan, we're going to go ahead and add our mushrooms and leeks. But before we add those, we're going to also add in a teaspoon of butter. I'm using, I can't believe it's not butter, but you know, just use the butter of your choice. Go ahead and add that in the pan. Once you add your leeks and your mushrooms, let it cook about 5 minutes. Check on them. You want the leeks to be limp and your mushrooms to be soft. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and add these in the pan. And I'm going to also add in a little kosher salt to this. Just a bit. Okay guys, now that your mushrooms and leeks have been cooking for about 5 minutes, the leeks are limp, mushrooms are soft, we're going to go ahead and add in some cooking wine. And we are using 1/3 cup of this cooking wine. I didn't know that with this cooking wine, if you let it boil down, you can actually use it to make teriyaki sauce. Learn something new every day, huh? Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add some heavy cream, and it's going to be a cup of heavy cream. And once you add in your heavy cream, you're going to so we're going to go ahead and add in the heavy cream, and you're going to let this cook for about 5 minutes, and you actually want to turn the heat up just a little bit higher than what you have it. The girls are actually in here baking too. It's a fruit cupcake. How cute, huh? What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and let this reduce down a bit, and it's almost ready for us to add our chicken in. This has reduced down. It looks really good and creamy. And at this point, what you can do is you can add in some extra butter to kind of cream it up, gloss it up, adjust the seasoning to your taste, and then we're going to go ahead and add the chicken back in the pan. Guys, this looks super good. I'm ready to go ahead and add the chicken back to the pan. And you're just going to go ahead and put it back in your cream sauce. Guys, I think what we'll do with this is maybe like some brown rice. I think that'll be really good with it. And we're going to try those fennel. We're going to go over next, and we're going to get that fennel sliced up so we can get it in the oven and roast it. So next we are about to roast this, and this is the fennel. And this part reminds me of celery, huh? So anyway, what we're supposed to be doing is we're really just roasting this bowl here. And so the bottom, we're supposed to take it sharp knife and cut off, like, I think it said like an inch. So, okay, I'm really using some elbow grease here, guys. Okay, so I got the core off. I wonder did I get enough core off. I guess we'll see.
I don't think that's easy, Mom. Is it?
Well, it's not super easy.
But it's easy.
Yeah, I'm trying to use some elbow grease. Have you ever heard of elbow grease?
No.
And my hands are so small, I can't use my really big knife.
Let's use the small knife like I wanted to use.
Okay, so I'm going to keep trying to slice. Oh. So now that we've gotten our fennel cut down, we're going to go ahead and toss it here in our pan. And make sure you heat your oven to 375.
That's what I call helping.
That's what you call helping?
Yes.
Thank you, Layla. I don't know if we need these little pieces here. You know, guys, I was reminded by my husband that when we go to the Indian restaurant, at the front, like before you leave, there's this bowl and it has fennel in it. So I have had this before. I haven't had it roasted, but I have definitely had it. So once we get it in the pan, you're going to go ahead and drizzle some olive oil, and then you're going to toss it to make sure that it's coated evenly.
What are you doing up there?
Once you've coated your fennel, then we're going to go ahead and sprinkle on some Parmesan cheese. And if you have the fresh grated kind, I'm sure that'll work, but I was all out, so we are using this one.
And then I'll go do the salt.
And then once you do that, you can go ahead and sprinkle a little salt, toss it in the oven, and it cooks for about 30 minutes. Okay guys, Layla has generously came in here and helped me season these leeks up. Not the leeks, the fennel. My bad. She's helped me season up the fennel. And we're going to go ahead and pop it into a 375-degree oven. Let it cook for 30 minutes. I can't wait to see what it tastes like. Differently and roasted.
I don't want
Alright
to
guys. Guys, I've pulled the fennel out of the oven. It's to die for. So here you have it. It's wonderful. This chicken with the leeks and the mushroom cream sauce. You're going to want more sauce. I'm going to put the recipe for this in the description box. But you're definitely, I can't even talk. You're definitely going to want more of this sauce. OMG. It's so good. It's creamy. It's tasty. It's smooth. It kind of leaves your mouth watering and wanting more. This here, the fennel, the Parmesan cheese that crusted on top with the salt, it tastes wonderful. I've never had this before, and I'm absolutely like nibbling off of the pan eating it. You're going to enjoy this. Your family's going to love it. Try something different. Put some new vegetables on the table. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Please remember to subscribe. Tell your friends and family. Thank you, and you know my saying, as always, it's been real.